So will Saquon Barkley actually pull a Le'Veon Bell and hold out for the 2023 season? This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. Make sure if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe and hit the like and notification button. Especially with the season fast approaching, you want to be on board when we do our live streams every Friday, Q&A sessions, and of course the live injury, up to the second injury updates during the course of the games on Sundays. So make sure you're a subscriber for that. Now, there was a big stir caused by Barkley yesterday. He held a camp in New Jersey and met with the media and would not discount the possibility of him not playing for the Giants this season as he holds out. He signed to the franchise tag, which, Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard are as well. I believe it's $10.1 million for 1 year, which, is underpaid for what Barkley did last year, rushing for over 1,300 yards and, catching over 50 passes. So clearly, the Barkley is playing on a contract that's not up to his level of performance. But Barkley also needs to share in some of the responsibility as well. He turned down a multi-year contract around the 12.5 million neighborhood, during the season and at the conclusion of the season. And then what I guess probably happened is Barkley saw that the market just wasn't coming to fruition, went back to the Giants during free agency, said, I'll take that deal. And then the Giants said, no, we're going to pull that offer because why are we going to pay that kind of price, the sticker price, when the market is dictated like a Tony Pollard and like a Josh Jacobs, that you're not worth, any running back is not worth in this market $12+ million. So Barkley's representative, his agent, whoever that is, did a bad job. And listen, NFL teams are not paying running backs. Unless you are the offense like Derrick Henry in Tennessee, you're just not getting that massive contract. Teams are fine. Look what happened in Minnesota. They wrote out Dalvin Cook until, they couldn't write him out any longer, and then they just cut him loose. And it's probably at the right time because he's starting to decline. Even though he is coming off an impactful 2023 season, or 2022 season, he's, his yards per carry has started to dip. He's always been injury prone. He's 28 years old, which is the danger zone for running backs. So now in terms of Barkley, who's 26 and is inching up there and has a long history of injuries, what do we do with Saquon Barkley? I know for me, I'm out on him this season unless the price is drastically cheap. I've already told you multiple times, I'm out on Austin Eckler. I'm out on Christian McCaffrey. I'm out on Saquon Barkley. 26 and older, I'm out on these running backs that are going in round 1. If Barkley makes it to round 2, then I would make a play for him. For early second round, I definitely would draft Barkley there. I'm not using a first-round pick on any running back this season outside of Bijan Robinson. I've been consistent in saying that all year, all off season. So, do I think Barkley's going to sit out? No, I don't. I think Barkley's going to wind up playing. It's possible they dial back and come back to a contract, maybe 11.5 for 3 or 4 years. Maybe they give him the $12 million a year, but only for 3 years, not 4. So there seems like there's some common ground that could be reached here. And, it would behoove the Giants to bring him aboard because he is a safety valve for Daniel Jones. But I know it's hard for Barkley to see Jones get all that money during the offseason when Barkley did a lot of the heavy lifting. So I understand that. But it's a very volatile fantasy football situation in terms of Barkley's current outlook. If he does hold out throughout training camp and then returns when the season starts, he's prone to injury under that scenario, and I would be concerned about that as well. Just too much noise around Barkley for me to be interested in him as a first-round pick this season. All right, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. More videos on the way.